Hey everybody, how's it going? Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of an overview on the wide AM error pennies. Now, there's a lot of confusion. I see a lot of people saying, hey, I have the wide AM penny for this date, but that date actually did have the what's called and referred to as a wide AM. So I'm going to give you the full overview of what exactly to look for, try to clarify some common misconceptions, and then also show you the dates on which a wide AM would be considered rare, valuable, and give you some general ideas as to what those values are then going to be. So for the full information on what a wide AM error is, stick around. And here is the first of the 5 coins that I'll be discussing, but just a little bit of a note before we get into the presentation. I'm going to be going over the different wide AM, or things that people call, sometimes mistakenly, wide AM error coins. And then at the end, I'll do a discussion of all of the wide and close AMs, what the AMs should be looking like per year. So if you have a wide AM that you think is special and it's not listed above, maybe you can compare it and see if they're all wide AMs for that year, or if you really do have something interesting. So the first 2 actually are, I think, often misattributed or miscalled a wide AM because they should have a wide AM. So what I mean by this is in 1988, there were some coins and they had this G where there is a bit of a loop as though it was coming back in, as well as a defined edge here. Instead of just having it look like almost a C, there's the defined part of the G. That was intended for the reverse of 1989, but a few of them snuck onto the 1988, but both of them have wide AMs, so it's not really like that's the distinguishing mark that's really interesting. It's really just the reverse of 1989. As you can see over here, that's what the normal one looks like, where there's just a bar that you can kind of drop, and then here there's things that would protrude from the right and then also a little bit in, as well as down there again, just for that comparison. Now, in terms of the values of this coin, a AU50 coin would be about $40, Mint State 63 is around $200, and Mint State 65 is $450. There's still some significant value. It's really a coin that you might want to be looking for because they're found and they're pretty cool. As we move on to the 1988D wide AM, same deal. It's really just the reverse of 89. Probably shouldn't be called the wide AM, but as you can see, here's the no bar, and then here's with the bar, and that's one that you're going to be looking for. The values are similar but slightly less: $35 in AU50, $150 in Mint State 63, and $375 in Mint State 65. So you're still working with some value to the point where it's really worth looking for. Then as we move on here to the 1998 wide AM, if you haven't noticed, we've been going chronologically. It's not in any type of value order. You have the same thing. So there were a lot that were supposed to be close AMs, and then a few snuck in with the wide AM for whatever reason. This one is one of the more common ones. It's only worth $15 in AU50. Mint State 63 is a $30 coin, and then $75 for Mint State 65. So again, not a ton of value, but still fun, still an error that's pretty findable. There were a fair amount of these made compared to the reverse of 89 ones, for example. And then as we go forward, 1999 wide AM, this one is actually worth a little bit more. It's still the same difference in terms of having the wideness where it's supposed to be a close AM for this date. $60 in AU50, $180 in Mint State 63, and $250 in Mint State 65. So a pretty good find there by all means and measures. And then same thing, 2000 wide AM. This is the most common of them all. $5 coin in AU50, $15 coin in Mint State 63, and a $50 coin in Mint State 65. So again, are the values crazy on these? No, especially not when you compare them with the 1992 and 1992D close AM coins. But there's still some definite value to be had in these, and it's always good to know what you're working with. Now let's go to the general rules. It's the same from my other presentation. I did one on the close AM coins, but basically 1959 and 1992, all pennies should have a wide AM, and they all do except for some of those 1992 coins I was just mentioning where they have a close AM that are pretty valuable, and then there are the in-name wide AM 88 errors, but those are really just the reverse of 1989. You move on to 1993, all business and proof strikes should be having a close AM. There's not really any varieties known there. 1994 to 2008, on the business strikes, they should all have close AMs. And then, obviously, as I just showed you, 1998, 1999, 2000, some of them have the wide AM. And then 1994 to 2008 for the proofs, they should all have a wide AM. There are a few close AM proof coins that snuck in there as well. So that gives a general wrap up. These coins were made with that design 1959 to 2008. So that spans all of the different years where you want to understand what the A and the M spacing should look like. Even though it's such a small error, for some reason, people really pay up in cases for it. So that being said, best of luck finding one of these that I talked about, or maybe discovering your own new wrong AM error. Thanks for watching the video. I'd encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to get in touch with me, do so on my website, treasuretownYT.com, my Instagram, TreasureTownYT, or my Facebook, Treasure Town. I've got links in the description, and I'll see you on some of my other videos.